Wake the fuck up, right?
I don't know.
What race are you in, shithead?
We're gonna wake the fuck up. Alright.
We
go.
gotta wake the fuck up.
Alright, go. She's got it started. Go.
What? Hey, look, it's the Mark and Joe show.
Yeah, that's Mark.
That's Joe. He's a fucking hillbilly that we kind of brought out of the hills and tried to clean up. It's kind of hard whenever you're toothless and half-breed, and you know, you got a mama aunt and
He was
uncle
festered in
daddy.
another life from the Addams family.
That's about it.
All right,
Mama aunt
what are we
and
doing?
and uncle daddy.
Now, what are we doing? Now, come on, stop with the insults. What are we doing?
Son of a bitch!
That's mine. I don't care.
All right, enough.
Yeah, bite me. Alright, this is the Mark and Joe show. And I know we didn't want to talk politics, but I'm sorry. It's getting too stupid out there right now.
This world's morally bankrupt.
No, our moral compass has been shattered, and one of the reasons is that fat fucking Cheeto bastard sitting up in the fucking Brown House, because it's the Brown House now because of the fact that it's full of shit. So, yeah, I'm calling this one Wake the Fuck Up. Get your heads out of your ass. Quit kissing the Republicans' ass, because we don't need that anymore. And start doing something. We got to get out there and we got to get active. We got to get people to start reacting to these problems that we have in this country.
The violence.
There's too much violence, and this
Way
violence
too
has
much violence.
this violence has started last year.
No, it's
The
been going
beginning.
on for a while.
No,
It's
no,
just
no, no,
gotten-
no, no, no,
it's
no,
just
no.
increased.
This violence, the increased,
It's increased.
ever happening every single day violence, and it's. I have my opinion. It is because of that fucking bastard, that these 34%ers that want to follow him like a goddamn cult leader.
No, they want to follow him like a lost puppy.
No,
They're not. They're
No,
kind
he's-
of like lost. You know.
the way Trump is acting is just like David Koresh, or Charles Manson, or James
Hey,
Jones.
I take offense to that
No,
Charles
listen, I'm
Manson
being
comment.
damn serious.
Some people say
I don't give a
look like
shit.
him.
I don't give a shit right now on that. I'm saying
Yeah,
he is acting like them, and the people that are following him, the 34% that are hardcore his base, are following him just like the followers did those idiots, or the one that leaded that cult in Los Angeles that took their lives, Heaven's Gate.
Oh yeah, that was a bad one too.
So if Trump was to get up there and say, all right,
Yeah, let's kill
it's time for everybody to commit suicide because we got to go to heaven and follow the God and all this, how many of you are going to get up and do that?
Actually, you know, if you paint
Probably
some
the
horns on him,
34
he looks
fucking
more like the
percent.
devil.
No, he's not the devil. He's not the Antichrist. He's a piece of fucking shit. Just like that that one girl that did survive that shooting in Florida. He started tweeting about, oh, we send our thoughts and prayers and
We
we're
don't need your
heartfelt
thoughts.
and we're all one with you.
started out by saying
she
something.
actually said,
We don't
you know,
need
she
your
called
thoughts
him
and
a
prayers.
fucking piece of shit. She said, we don't need your thoughts and prayers, you fucking piece of shit. They're not going to bring anybody back. I lost friends in this damn shooting. What we need is for you to do something about it.
Yeah, and then that one mother.
And that's exactly what needs
How
to be
about
done.
the mother that was screaming at him?
Yeah, she had to plan her daughter's funeral because of this mess. Her daughter didn't survive. And then all the other people, there was 14 kids. 14 lives.
18 schools so far this year.
14 lives in this particular shooting that is not going to be able to graduate. They're not going to be putting
They're not going to be
anything
a mother or
into.
Father.
Exactly.
They're not going to
be a mother. They're not going to be a father.
They're not going to be able to have a car.
They're not going to be able to
They're not
contribute
gonna buy a home.
to society.
They're not
We
gonna-
may have lost a savant in those 14.
or the
And
next
we lost
Bill Gates.
3. Exactly. Basically a savant.
Yeah.
And we also lost 3 great teachers. Three of them. And one of them was a coach. And that man died protecting
I
his
was just gonna
students.
say,
He covered his students.
Didn't the
And he
coach
took
jump
the
into
bullets.
the fire? Yeah, I was gonna say, coach jumped into the fire.
I thought that was the assistant.
Line of fire.
I thought that was the assistant coach.
Or whatever. Somebody jumped in there.
Doesn't matter if they were assistants or not.
So now-
they're a fucking coach.
Now you got somebody.
And they
that
gave
lost
their
a
lives for these kids.
Yeah, and then she lost a husband, and possibly he had kids, so they lost. Because if he's a coach, I'm sure he had kids. I didn't read the article about it, but I did read the headline about it. But yeah, I saw the news about it, but they didn't say much about him personally.
I am fucking sick and tired of it. I am so fucking tired of it. And all this violence has started ramping up even more in this country ever since that fat fucking turd got put in the Brown House.
The Brown House.
And yeah, I'm going to refer to it as the Brown House. And the reason is because with that fat fucking turd in there, it's full of shit. It's more like a goddamn outhouse.
Well,
they probably have to take perfume in there and spray every fucking morning just to cover up his fucking stench.
That's pretty bad. I got nothing on that.
I am so fucking sick of all these goddamn Republicans sitting there being complacent. That's all they do is
Yeah,
they sit there.
nothing.
They're complacent. They let him get away with all his bullshit, and then they follow suit and pass stupid fucking laws. Oh, here's one for you.
I wonder how
I don't
many
know
he's
if any
paying
of you
off.
ever. I don't know if you found this out, or if any of the people that might be watching us found this out. But during all this stuff on Thursday about, the news covering all of the mess of the shooting, covering all the information and everything, did you know that our wonderful bought and paid for government officials that are in Congress passed a bill which rolls back the ADA? And are you going to ask me what the ADA is?
All right, what's the ADA?
Americans for Disabilities Act.
Oh yeah.
They rolled it back. They took away a lot of the rights that the Americans that are disabled have. They rolled it back. Our wonderful, beautiful,
Really?
paid for Congress rolled it back. People with disabilities that used to have access, be able to have access because of ramps, they rolled that back.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's a crock of shit.
And they did it privately.
Oh, that's a bunch
They
of shit.
did it
That's why
under
it wasn't on
under the
news.
guys of all this that was being covered
How'd
because
you
of the
find it
shooting.
out?
Because I watch people on CNN, or not CNN, MSNBC. And one particular person that I watch that I really truly love watching is Rachel Maddow.
Okay.
And she
I know
had
who
it.
she is. I've seen her.
She had it in her broadcast.
Oh my god.
I missed that.
Am I
show.
wrong?
No, he's not. In a 225 to 192 vote yesterday, this was the 16th, the House voted to pass a bill that would make it more difficult to sue for discriminating against the disabled.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They took
bullshit.
away, they rolled back some of their rights.
That's bullshit.
Would require businesses that aren't in compliance with the ADA Act to
Americans
be
for
given
Disability Act.
written notice of their non-compliance as well as 6 months to make improvements. This bill makes businesses comply. Okay, that doesn't make sense.
No. They rolled back a lot of the stuff that was for the disabled. They didn't add to it.
The bill was ostensibly written to cut off overly litigious law firms who were pursuing ADA lawsuits for cash without even visiting properties, but disability advocates warned that it would shift the burden of proof to the disabled.
Yep.
That's bullshit.
And there was a lot of people. There was a lot of people that were disrupting it,
Oh, we'll have to look into that one
and
more.
they got arrested and taken out of there. The people's house, okay? The people's house. The fucking place that our tax dollars pay for these assholes to fucking assemble in. The people's house. Our tax dollars paid for it. The people, the disabled people, who are part of the citizens who pay these taxes, were there arguing the fact. They were there protesting. And they were arrested and removed from a piece of property that the public owns because they were being disruptive.
Really? That's a crock of shit.
And there were a couple people in wheelchairs, and they arrested them.
Well, I
Took
hope
them out.
somebody got some video on this and puts it
Oh,
up
there's
somewhere.
a lot of pictures and a lot of video.
I hope so. We're going to have to find some of that.
So basically what they did is they put the burden of protecting the right to access a public place
Onto
shifted
the
to the
disabled.
person with the disability,
That's bullshit.
who first has to be denied access, then must determine that violations of the law have occurred, then must provide the business with specific notice of which provisions of the law were violated and when. And finally, the aggrieved person with the disability must afford the business a lengthy period to correct the problem.
Oh, that's a crock of
In other
shit.
words, it's all on the person with the
Yep.
disability.
That's a bunch of shit.
And in other words, it took away their rights.
In other words, they can't
Took
access
away
public
their
places
right
that they should be able to access.
To access a business that they want to do business with.
Well, it sucks to be the business. They could lose some good money there.
Doesn't matter.
But
They
yeah,
don't care.
That's just the
That
government.
means
being
restaurants
lazy.
don't
fuckers-
have to make it wheelchair
rest-
accessible.
I know what it means, but I'm just saying.
That's
You know,
wrong.
it's not
It's
up to.
very
It shouldn't
wrong.
be up to the disabled person to prove. You know, just take a fucking picture and
No.
turn it over to some local authorities, and it should be taken from there. But the government's too fucking lazy to do anything because they don't give a
No.
shit about the disabled.
No, it's not. It's not that they're lazy. The simple fact is, we have a bunch of heartless,
Ass
cowardice bastards
ass.
that are bought and paid for by the big corporations, the top 2%.
Oh, we don't want to get into the
Billionaire
big corporations.
And they're passing laws and pushing pushing bills through that benefit the top 2%.
Oh yeah.
And screw the rest of us. Just like that tax law that they put through, that tax bill. I'm sorry to tell you, but that was a shit sandwich put together by the
I hope it tastes good.
bought and paid for Congress, government. That was a shit sandwich that was put together and shoved down our throats, and they tried to convince us it's peanut butter. Yeah, they gave us little bitty crumbs here and there, and they made it look like we're getting money back on our checks whenever we get paid. But our little crumbs go away in 5 years. The top 2%, the top billionaires, their little crumbs, or I should say their prime rib and cuts of round are there forever. Their lobster, they get to have all that fucking cuts.
You want to know the
$1.5 billion, bitches. 1.5. Actually, no, that was trillion with a T. That's right, $1.5 trillion. That's what that gave them in cuts. What was the reason? You got to speak up.
You want to know what the reason was? It says Republicans said during debate that the bill was necessary because lawsuits can cause small businesses to shut their doors. They said that some attorneys were taking advantage of the system through drive-by lawsuits.
Nope.
Well, see, then they should stop the attorneys from being able to sue and not cut off the disabled people.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't
You know.
cut off disabled people. And the thing is, though,
They should cut
they're
off,
they're
they should
so
make the-
they're
they
claiming to be so worried about that. The thing is, this tax bill does more harm to the small businesses than it does to
Oh
than,
yeah,
than
well,
that
you know,
particular
well,
thing.
we want to
does.
speak small. We don't want to speak small businesses. You know, we've been there, tried to do
Look,
that.
small
and
businesses
look how
is
we
what-
got fucking screwed.
Oh, we got screwed. But small businesses is what built this nation to what it is.
Oh yeah, that's all where it started.
And these billionaire class that have these big businesses, they started as small businesses.
Well, yeah, let's say start a small business, and then somewhere along the line
Look
they
at the-
become corrupt little,
look at Walmart.
greedy little bastards.
Look at Walmart, okay? John Walton.
Sam Walton.
Or okay, Sam Walton, sorry, excuse me. I'm thinking back in my childhood to Waltons.
God, you're an old
John
fuck.
Boy.
John Boy.
You're an
John Boy.
Aren't you?
So are you.
No, I'm not.
Anyway, no, Sam Walton. Sam Walton started Walmart.
Right.
He started it as a small business, and their first store was in Arkansas.
I don't
Fayetteville,
know where the
Arkansas.
first store was.
Fayetteville,
but I did
Arkansas.
work
That's where
for
the
it.
headquarters is.
Yeah, they're getting lawsuit after lawsuit these days,
No.
too.
Now, Walmart was started by Sam Walton, and its purpose was to provide for the little man,
And goods made
in
the
America,
USA.
made in USA, not
They-
assembled,
They held that in pride,
not
too, back
assembled in the
then.
USA,
Made in the U.S.
manufactured, put
Manufactured.
together,
And
right
they use that in
here
their
in this
commercials.
country.
Remember those commercials?
do.
Walmart, made in the USA. It was all over their flyers,
Proud
too.
to be made in the USA. That was
Why
one of
don't
their
they get
things.
back
Proud
to that or
be made
stay
in the
that way?
USA.
Oh, Sam Walton's probably just...
Sam
in his
Walton's
fucking grave.
he's probably turned so many fucking circles in his grave that he's already dug himself another 200-300 feet down. And
That's pretty pathetic. I remember that.
his kids aren't the ones that are running the show anymore. His grandkids are, and his grandkids are the
Well,
ones that
are you sure it's not some kind of corporate pricks? You know, with the suits and ties and board of directors.
His kids are the ones that started that put the company on the market to sell shares.
And
Now you have a board of directors.
And Sam's Clubs are closing all over the place nowadays.
Yeah, Sam's Clubs are closing.
We lost the one here. And speaking of that, we lost the one here. And speaking of how bad some of these little fucks are, now, we lost the Sam's Club here. The building's sitting vacant. Okay? And they've been trying to get it donated or asked to have it. The Boys and Girls Club of America have been trying to get them to donate it to them for a clubhouse. You know, like they're a bigger headquarters thing. And they've been refusing.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What better way to, you know, and these corporate bastards. You know, I bet Sam Walton would have donated it.
Oh, Sam Walton would have donated it in a
Heartbeat.
Because that's the kind of person he was.
You know.
He was for the little guy. He was for the mom and pops. And he never wanted to compete against the mom and pops. He always wanted to make sure that everything was fair in the marketplace for them. So if he opened up a Walmart anywhere near these smaller mom and pops,
now they're all about competing because
now they're all about putting no. They're all about putting the mom and pop stores out of business and being the only supplier to the area. That's exactly what Walmart is.
You know, I don't think they're gonna. You know, with everything going online nowadays, a lot of these big box stores are closing.
Well, that's because you can go to Amazon or you can go to eBay and places like that, and you can get whatever you need.
I don't know if I trust eBay much anymore.
And have it sent to you. You can have the shit sent right to your door.
Yeah, I know. I know you can have just about
Groceries.
anything. We can go to bestbuy.com and have shit sent to my
Anything.
door.
Yeah. You can go to Peapod,
You know,
which is a grocery
Sears.com,
grocery online.
Kmart.com.
Do your grocery shopping for you and deliver it to your house.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
Hy-Vee does that too. Hy-Vee is a co-op. It started in Iowa and it's moved into different states around. And we have a couple in Madison. We
Well, I
actually
don't even have to pick up the
3.
phone to order my pizza
And they have
anymore.
they have what is
Half
it
the
called?
time motherfuckers get
Aisles.
the order wrong though.
It's called Aisles Online. And Hy-Vee, you call the one that's closest to you. You give them, or you can even go online and do this. So, you know, you basically you start an account with them. It goes to the Hy-Vee that's closest to you. You sit there and you do your thing and you put in your entire grocery list that you need and you hit send and it goes to the store. They have people in the store that will actually take and shop for you and pull the products off the shelf, bring them down, ring them up, bag them up, put them in a fucking van, and deliver them right to your door. There are two ways you can pay for it. You pay for it using your. You can put money into your account to pay for it as it's needed, or you can pay for it directly as soon as it's done. But it gets delivered to your.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of that now. That's why a lot of these.
But the people like you who are out in the middle of bumfuck nowhereville still have to go to the store.
Yeah, they're not going to deliver way out
They're not
here.
going to deliver way the fuck out here. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
But you got UPS, you got FedEx.
But still, if I want something from Walmart or I want something from Best Buy,
I don't know. You go
I
on,
can
you
go to
go on
their
their
websites
website, order
and
it, pay
bam.
for it, and have it sent to
but I
you.
still don't know if I'd want to trust eBay or not.
Just saying, eBay's one of them that does.
I miss the old Yahoo auction sites.
But anyway, yeah, we bleed right off into other subjects. But
Okay.
the school shooting stuff needs to stop. That is the main.
way too
That's the
many.
main thing. We've had 18 since the beginning of the year.
That was what the news last counted. I think there's been more since then because I'm watching.
And I know that Thursday there was an arrest made. I think it was either in Carolina or Kentucky.
6th grader arrested after threatening to bring gun to school and kill kids and teachers. And that was in Florida again.
Well, yeah,
That
there
was
was one in
after.
Florida. Yeah, there was one
Just
in
a
Florida.
day after.
Yeah, that was that. Well, that's one of them.
And
But there was two.
you know what
there
I'm
was
shocked
two of them
about
were
that
done.
one? The first one that the
There was one. No, hang on. Now, I haven't completely finished what I'm going to say about this Florida shooting because this is some more information that has came out.
Well,
about
I
this
wanted
kid.
to say something on it.
This kid, his last name's Cruz. His first
Cruz.
name's Nicholas or Nick.
That's it.
Nick Cruz. Okay. White kid, supposedly. He was part of the Florida. He was part of the Florida white supremacist organization. That's where he got his training for the AR-15.
I saw something about that, but you know, I'm surprised.
That group needs to be held responsible for part of this as well.
Those school shootings,
I'm surprised that this hasn't
actually
been
there was
dubbed.
18 school shootings within 45 days.
Yeah, that's beginning.
Well, it's because we're only
that's
45 days into the year.
January 1st to February 14th.
That's 45
That's 45 days because you had 31 days in January
That's right.
and you got to the 14th of February. That's 45 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have conflicting
And then on the 16th,
articles here.
All right.
or on the 15th, there was a kid arrested because he put on his Snapchat. He literally put on his Snapchat. He's standing
gonna do
there
it again.
holding
Day
a
2.
rifle, going like this or something, making
Florida
some sort
shooting,
of
round
fucking
2.
sign, and he said, "Florida shooting,
Round
2 tomorrow."
Yeah.
And they fucking came and arrested his ass, and
I mean,
That's
this
because
shit-
they learned from the first one.
Well-
after that kid had
I'm sorry to
on
say, but
YouTube,
they should have
yeah.
learned from a long time
Yeah.
ago,
Right.
whenever that happened at Sandy Hook. The one at Sandy Hook was the worst, in
Yes.
my opinion, because that was fucking kindergartners, first graders, second graders, and third
Innocents.
graders.
Well, they're all innocent.
Innocent.
Major innocence. These were children, not teenage
Teenagers.
children. These were fucking children. And the only reason that asshole was at that school was because he was looking for, I believe, his mother or something, but his mom is the one that wound up getting him the goddamn guns in the first place.
Well, it's all a crock of shit. It's got to stop.
Yeah, it's gotta stop.
All this fucking
Are you
violence.
freaking
All the
kidding?
violence. I'm just surprised that the media hasn't dubbed it the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Like
I
they
already
did-
have.
Like they did with the old mafia one that happened on a Valentine's
Mhm.
Day
I already have.
back in the
This
30s.
is the Valentine's Massacre for
Whatever.
for the 2018.
18. You know, I was
I was
thinking about
outraged. I was outraged
that's
for the
just sick.
Sandy Hook, and I'm outraged for this one.
that. Every time it happens,
No, you-
I'm outraged about it. It's sickening. It's
It's
getting
very
more and more
sickening.
sickening, and I'm glad I don't have kids, but I got grandkids, and you know, I'm thinking, God,
I've
if
got-
it happens
I've
to my
got-
grandkids, I'd be
I got a
devastated.
grandson. I got a
And
6-year-old
they're
grandson who's going to be 7
age.
this
They're
year.
getting, you know, they're
He's in
starting,
kindergarten.
starting
He's in
kindergarten,
first-
first, second
yeah.
grade, and some.
And
you know,
there's JJ, who's also, he's my step
You know,
grandson.
but
He's in
my
like,
God,
second or third
people
grade.
wake the fuck up. You know, it's not just our government.
First grader.
It's not just our government with the role. The
Yeah.
they're they're loosening the regulations on being able to buy guns. You know, instead of tightening them.
And that's because of the NRA.
All right. Second,
Lobbying the NRA is
second,
good.
so you can't put the blame on one entity. Second,
you can't put
it
the
is
blame
the
on one
parents not locking their guns up safely when they have them in the homes. Not, and don't just put a gun lock on the fucking trigger or something like that. Put it in a fucking safe. Keep the keys on you at all times. You know, don't give the combination out to your fucking kids. And educate them. It's not the guns that actually kill people.
It's
It's
the people
people
that
that
kill
kill people. You know,
So
wake
I'm
the
not,
fuck up.
I'm not advocating
open
taking
your
your
eyes.
guns. I'm not advocating taking
You know,
your guns away.
I've been seeing.
Everybody has the right to own a gun.
You know, everybody's been seeing different sides to this story, but you know, it's both you know, it's both the politicians loosening up the fucking laws on being able to
Hang on.
carry a gun, hold a gun, and how long you gotta get before you can get a gun. You know.
Oh, you want to know something funny?
And how easy it is to get it on the black market. I mean, you can go into these pawn shops and oh my God,
It's
they're
easier
everywhere.
in the state of Florida. It's easier to get an assault rifle than it is to get a handgun.
It's bullshit.
It takes 3 days waiting period to get a handgun in the state of Florida. An assault rifle, you walk into the store, you do a background check, you're out within an hour. Here's another thing for you. State of Wisconsin, where we live. I actually have a 9mm handgun. I bought it to have it in case, you know, I do want to use it for protection. But, like I said, I'm not advocating to take guns away from people. You gotta be smart when you have them.
Well,
And I went
parents
in,
aren't
I went
educating these
in-
kids either,
Now listen, when Gander Mountain was still in business here,
or paying
I
attention to what
went
they're
in-
they're viewing on the internet.
I had the background check done, and within 2 hours, I walked out of that store with that gun and ammunition for it.
I wouldn't have sold you a gun. You just look too suspicious. You
I'm
look
one of
like
the
you
few
might
people.
go postal on somebody.
I'm one of the few people you want to have a gun.
I'm just fucking with you.
I know you are, but I'm saying I'm one of the few people that you want to have a gun.
Well, I mean, just think about it.
For one, I'm very responsible when I have a gun, and for two, I actually know how to use the fucking thing.
You know, if you were a gun shop owner, you know, I know it takes more time. It's too much of a hassle.
I don't care.
Whatever.
And it's not just
These
not
background
just
checks. But
Congress.
here's
It's
a
not just
smart,
Congress
common
passing
sense
these
thought.
laws.
No, here's a smart, common sense thought. You get somebody, they come in and they apply for a gun, right?
Mhm.
And then you start to do the background check, right? Now that's their real name because you've checked their driver's license, correct? You should have, right?
Check their
photo
driver's
ID
license
or
and their
whatever.
photo ID. That's the name they're using.
Right. All right. So now let's go to like Facebook and look up that name, and you know, most of these idiots
They
out
should.
there. Yeah. Right. Most of these idiots out
Facebook,
there. Most of these
Snapchat.
YouTube. Most of these idiots out there
Mhm.
have been posting shit long before the fucking event happens.
Yes, they have.
Now, that gun shop owner can say, okay, deny the application, of course, right? But
The
now
only way that
we can call the
application is supposed to be
authorities.
getting- no,
But now we can call the authorities now and say, okay, this guy, you know, came in to try to buy a gun, but then I viewed this, and this, and you know, he's a possible danger for hate crimes.
possibly, yeah.
You know,
And that's one way that social media can be used.
and it's going
But
to
the
take a
thing
little
is-
longer for
the
that
thing is,
person
though,
to get
okay.
that gun because now he's got to go someplace else because that gun shop
Right.
owner wasn't going to sell it to him.
Understandable. But here's the thing, and it is that gun shop owner's right. even though that
Yeah, well,
application,
it's like every place.
the applications
I have the
are
right to refuse
checked.
service to anyone.
Right. The applications are checked, background checked through the FBI and the CIA database.
Yeah, but do you
Okay.
think that, you know...
They don't check the Facebook. They don't check Twitter. They don't
No,
check any of
it's
those.
only a criminal record check.
Right,
Yeah.
but
That's all
that's
it
what I'm
is.
saying. They should include social media type
Yeah, it
stuff like
should
that.
include social media.
Because
And it's not
some of these
just
dumb fucks are out there because you see it on the news after these gun shootings happen. How this could have been prevented if
because
somebody
they
would have
find
spoke
it.
up about what
Because
they
they
saw
find it.
on the internet
yeah.
beforehand.
Let me interject something here. In Florida, you have to be 21 to buy a handgun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You
can
only
buy a
have to
rifle at
be
the age of
18 to
18.
buy a rifle.
Sorry, I forgot to add
And
that.
what he used was an AR-15 style rifle, which is
Would you like to know the exact
the same
gun
as an
he used?
M16.
No, you want to know what the exact gun he used was manufactured by Remington. It's called the AR-15 Bushmaster, and they make various types of clips for it. They make clips that'll hold 10 rounds, they make clips that'll hold 20 rounds, they make clips that'll hold 30 rounds, they make clips for those things that'll hold upwards of 100 rounds of ammunition. The Bushmaster, I believe, is also a versatile gun like Ruger makes. Ruger makes one that shoots both the .223 and the .556. Both of which are tumble bullets. Both of which will destroy the target they hit. But the .556 is a higher grain bullet and it's a faster trajectory. Does a lot more damage.
Now, I can understand them not wanting to raise the age because of hunters.
No, they don't need the age.
Because
raise
then,
the
then
age.
an
That's not the
18-year-old can go
problem.
get a gun so he can go shoot a deer.
Right. That's not the problem.
You don't need a fucking AR-15
No.
that'll hold
No.
30 fucking rounds
No.
to kill
Go
a deer.
No,
No.
that would massacre it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those are the kind of guns that do not need to be on market for hunters
No,
or
No.
for hunting.
there's nothing out there in...
The only thing an
Some of these
AR-15 should be used for is to kill. And to destroy. And to Swiss cheese
And I'm
whatever
sorry, but
you
that
shoot.
should only be for the military.
These are military style rifles that are being sold to the public.
And it shouldn't...
Now,
is wrong.
what I was trying to say is also this. It's not just our politicians that are passing these laws to lighten or unrestrict gun control, because you've got the NRA that is lobbying our politicians to push for these laws, and it's not just the NRA, it's the gun manufacturers as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people
They have
involved in
lobbyists
this, but I
that-
mean...
they have lobbyists that are pushing to do this because they want more guns out there because that's more profit in their pockets.
And that creates more violence, though.
Yeah. And when you have violence such as this,
And there's a lot of it.
now if anybody would actually look and see the violence such as this that we're looking at here with this school shooting, look it up. You might just see that the gun sales across this nation has just went up.
Which is bullshit.
And a lot of it is because of the fact that this happened.
Yeah, and it just creates more fear.
Now this kid,
You know,
this
people
kid
get
that
afraid
did
to
this,
walk
this
out and cross the
19-year-old,
street to go to the store just because they're afraid of getting
Mhm.
shot nowadays.
this 19-year-old that did this, he did have mental issues. There's no doubt there about that. But good old Mr. Trump, you know, he signs a fucking bill that loosens the gun law regulations to sell to the mentally disabled, or
Sure.
mentally ill.
You know,
And then
soldiers with. Well, think about this. Would you want a soldier with post-traumatic stress?
PTSD.
Yeah. That also allows them to carry guns now too.
Yep, I
and
know.
you know, these soldiers, some of these soldiers, like these experts in military people, because I saw this. There was one that got interviewed. He was like a Navy SEAL or something like that. You know, an expert marksmanship and all of this. And he had friends that had that particular condition, right? He's
Mhm.
like, when they changed that law, that was a big mistake. You know, all these guys need to do is have one thing to set them off to have a flashback or something, and they got that
And
gun
that's
on
it.
them, and
That's
some
it.
innocent bystander is going to get shot and killed.
Well, yeah. But if you look at it in this aspect too, you know, you got all these gangs in L.A. all
Oh
these
yeah,
gangs in San Diego,
that's another thing. All these
gangs
Chicago,
in Chicago, and
New
everything
York, it's all over. You think the mafia was bad? Oh, these street gangs are even worse.
else. Well,
They don't give a shit who's around.
The AR-15s are worse than the Tommy guns used to be.
Yeah, but it's not that.
They
It's-
do.
I mean,
They kill a lot easier. But
It's not
the
that.
thing is, okay, you got all these assholes, all these different lobbyists that
These
are here
people don't
pushing
care who they
shit
kill,
to loosen these laws.
especially when it's over some turf war bullshit.
But I'm going to tell you right now,
You know,
I have a feeling.
you're selling drugs in my territory. Oh, you're selling drugs. You know, and an innocent person fucking gets killed over that bullshit.
There's a lot of innocent people that get killed over
Right.
that.
It happens every fucking day.
Now, you mentioned
It's getting
Chicago.
sickening.
You mentioned Chicago. Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in the nation.
But it still happens there.
But they have the most gun violence in this nation. They have more gun violence in Chicago than they do in New York, than
I
they do
believe
in
it.
L.A. And the reason
Have
is,
you ever been to Chicago?
yes, I have. But the reason is, even though Chicago has some of the most strict gun laws in our nation, it's easier to get a gun down in Chicago than it is anywhere else in this nation. And the reason is because Chicago, where it's located in Illinois, is right on the border of Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana. Okay? Gary, Indiana is right there.
Yeah.
And there are multiple gun shops in Gary, Indiana that will sell to people from Chicago. And Indiana has some of the loosest gun laws in the nation. And they won't.
You know, I don't believe in guns in the home.
Why not?
Myself.
Well, I understand why not. I don't know why I asked you that, because I do know. But maybe I asked you that because maybe this is something you should explain to the people
You know,
who may be viewing us.
I mean, I had an incident once when I was a kid, and my dad carried, and he had hunting rifles, and he took me hunting, you know. But before he took me hunting, and this should happen to everybody. If you're gonna go hunting, they should have to go through those hunting courses, you know, that they used to have back in the day.
Yeah, but us,
Yeah.
we're old enough that we actually.
But my dad
are
taught me-
grandfathered in on this.
My dad and my grandpa, they taught me everything I needed to know. Anyway, I made sure that I was totally prepared before we went out in the woods. Okay, but my dad also had a .22 pistol.
Mhm.
Okay, and one day he decided to get drunk. Okay, and we lived out in Oregon, and he went off and he told me to go next door to take a shower, and I'm thinking, why? Our shower works just fine, you know. So anyway, I go out, and all of a sudden I hear a gunshot as I'm in the garage. And I snuck around and looked back into the window, and there my dad is sitting there with a loaded .22 pistol. And he was yelling and screaming like he was threatening to kill himself. So I had to call my grandma and call the cops, and the next thing I know, I'm back outside, and they're all standing around the house surrounded with guns pointing at my dad. That was my first experience with, you know, somebody almost killing themselves with a gun, right? Then, I don't know how old I was, but I just remember the day that I found out that I had an uncle that shot himself with a rifle. You know. Yeah, I don't believe in carrying guns in the house. You know.
Well, it depends on the person.
You know, I mean, when I was a security officer for many years, they tried to get me to go into these bad neighborhoods and patrol these really bad, violent type neighborhoods. And the most violent that happened back then was maybe a drunken fist fight. You know, these people didn't usually have guns or knives with them like they do today. Okay, but the security outfits wanted me to carry a gun, a firearm. And I kept telling them, you know what? I'd get more respect going in that neighborhood without the firearm than I would with the firearm. You know, I guess you could have called me like the Andy Griffith of security, you know, or I'd rather walk around without the gun. I felt safer.
And that's the thing, you know.
I felt safer without it.
A person that has the proper training and does not have mental issues, there's no reason that they shouldn't be allowed to have a gun.
Right.
But a person that has mental issues, like post-traumatic stress disorder or
schizophrenia
or bipolar disorder
or an alcoholic
anything like
in some
that.
cases.
Even alcoholics. Yes,
because
even alcoholics.
alcoholism, it causes depression a lot, and depression can lead to suicide.
But how are you going to find that out without doing a psychological exam?
Yeah, but some of these people are already
Which
medically diagnosed, that leads to what I said, that they should just do deeper background checks. Maybe they should check some of these medical records.
But it's not always on the background check because it might.
It should be. That's what I'm
it's
saying.
not going to always show up though.
It should be though.
It should be, but it's
They
not
should
always
do-
going to
There
show
should
up.
be
medical
a
background
law.
check.
Hang on. There should be a law that at any point in time, if a person has to go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist for any kind of
Or if they're getting prescribed those mental meds, as I call
for
them.
any kind of psychological evaluation, that should have to be put as a permanent mark on their records.
Right.
That
And
should be one of the first things that
They should
gets
set up on
flagged.
flags.
That should be one of the first things that gets flagged whenever the background check is done.
But
Right.
what if it's not? What if it's not on their background check and something just makes them snap?
Well,
And it's never been shown before.
Well,
on
then
their
that's
background.
different.
Then
I
that's-
mean,
then that's a
that's
little
something
different.
that couldn't have been prevented.
That's where
but we're
they
saying,
impose
but I'm
a
saying-
psychological exam.
Well, no, that's what
when
I'm saying.
buying a gun.
but if you look back at a
That
lot of
would
these that happen, all right,
stop
let's
that.
look back at a lot of these cases that have happened. If you look back at a lot of these cases that happen after the fact, and they go and they look into the shooter,
They
of the
find
crime.
the
They
mental
find-
they
illness.
find the
They
mental
find the
illness
mental
because,
illness
and it's
because
already
it's
been
already
medically
been-
documented. There's also all kinds of social media all over the place of this kid or the shooter saying that he's going to do this, or he wants to do this, or he dreams of doing this, or he's, you know, this
Can I
would be a
tag
great
somebody
idea.
in?
This would be a great idea if we did this.
Hey, can I tag
Yeah,
somebody
yeah. But you're going to have the
Which is
door
That's
open,
fine.
and we're going to have a puppy running around wild.
in? No, that's
now.
fine. I'm gonna tag team here because I gotta go use the restroom. Huh? Yep. So you're tagged in. Get over
Just
here.
pause it for a second. Let's just pause it for a few
You can edit
seconds.
this out.
How do you pause it?
I got it on.
Just press the button and pause it. Or just
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
it. You know.
Yeah, I heard it. It went.
All right, where do you leave off? Besides you going and taking a shit.
I don't know. I went and dropped a Joey.
No, you went and left a mark.
No.
That's
I am
what
a
we call
mark
it.
on life.
Anyway, where do we leave off? We were
I
talking
don't
about
know
all this
where we
violence
left off.
bullshit.
We were talking about the violence bullshit. I know, but I'm just saying. I'm not sure
Oh,
where we actually left
speaking
off.
of violence, let's talk about another dude that's been on my mind. You know, and now that he's going to maximum security prison, I hope the little fucker gets let out in the general population.
Yes, sir.
275 fucking victims.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I'll say this again. You motherfuckers out there that think you can resign or step down and you think that you're gonna avoid a criminal investigation, I hope you get the fucking book thrown at you. Because you
Nasser.
people have known this shit for years.
Fucking
For
Nasser.
years! These kids, these girls, come up and they say something to you in confidence. You're supposed to trust you. They're supposed to trust policemen. They're supposed to trust the doctors. They're supposed to trust their teachers. They're supposed to trust their coaches. You know, that's how you're raised. You know, and this world's going to shit in a handbasket, and you can't trust anybody these days. So they go, and all it does is get covered up. And they keep covering it up. A year after year, it's gotten covered up. You know? And you motherfuckers need to get your they need to get investigated.
Our little camera
they need to
person
get
over
charged.
here wants to say something, but
I already
she's
know what
afraid
she's
to.
saying.
She's afraid to because she's afraid she'll get yelled at. He yells at her all the time.
I do not. I'm a non-violent person. I just like to yell a lot about things that
You're
piss me off.
non-violent. How is it you're non-violent, but yet you're over here burning weeds?
That's how he's non-violent.
That's not abuse.
You know, well,
That's medicating. There's a difference.
what? These are medicating?
Oh,
These are weeds.
No, this is a plant.
tobacco is not weed.
Tobacco's
it's
a plant. That's a. The other stuff you're talking about is a herb, man.
Oh, that means
Get
I
with-
can't. That means I
Get
can
with
use
the
it in
fucking
cooking.
program.
Hey, what do
you
you
sure
see?
can
What-
use it in cooking.
Can you see what's in there?
Doesn't hurt. I'd use it in
Can you see
cooking.
what's in there?
Not right at the moment. Not at this
Can
angle.
you see it? Can you see what's in there? I can see it. I can see it and tell you what it is.
No, it's probably your computer though. If I had it up over here, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
I see
not my
most of
computer.
those. Yeah, it is.
Your eyes are in the same position mine is.
Looks like an animal.
It is an animal. It's a rhinoceros.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I
rhinoceros.
see like a dark shadow.
No, a rhinoceros.
I see a dark shadow. So,
Anyway,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Nasser,
rhinoceros'
he's gonna be gone.
You know, and
Forever.
people need to stop criticizing that fucking judge for saying the things she said. I mean, I like what she said. I like that judge. I like the fact that they had all those women there in power.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have made that little fucker feel a lot smaller than he was. I mean, you know, if they could take away your man card or your man status, he'd be the first one on the top of that list out of many.
I agree.
You know? I mean, they should take him out and castrate the bastard. You know? I mean, putting him to death would have been too much of a reward. You know? That would have been the easy way out if they would have put him to death. I think he needs to be somebody's bitch. I think they need to release him into. I don't think, you know, these kids. This is the other thing that's fucked up about our system. All these jails, and I know it happens because we've known it happens because it happened here in Portage. All right, but you know, these people, they get extra. They cost taxpayers extra fucking money to put people like Dahmer and you know this dude here and all these kids. They commit crimes on kids and women and stuff like this, violent crimes on kids and women. They put them in solitary confinement to protect them from general population. I think that needs to be I think they need to put a stop to that, because I think it would be a better punishment and a more suitable punishment to put them motherfuckers in general population and to make them wear a fucking scarlet letter type thing on their fucking jail gear,
I'm gonna
you know,
slap you
so that the inmates know
for your
exactly
response
what
to
they're in
this.
there for and they can't lie about it. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it may sound like cruel and unusual
It's
punishment, but if you think about it, what
Why
they
can't
did,
they just tattoo
but
it
what
to
they
their
did,
forehead?
yeah, that too. That would even be worse, because then they can't get rid of it or rip it off.
Exactly.
But you know, it may sound like cruel and unusual punishment, but you know what? What they did was cruel and unusual you know, to them victims, and they have to live with it forever and try to lead a normal life.
No, I
Now,
know.
until you've walked a mile in their shoes at any given point in your life, you have no fucking idea what they're going through. You know? These motherfuckers like Nasser and these people, they need to just live in general population with a fucking scarlet letter on them so they can't lie about what they're in there for to try to cover their own asses, and they become somebody's bitch. And they have to suffer for a while like they made their victims suffer. You know? I mean, that's the way I see it, and that's the way it should be. You know? And then maybe there'd be a lot less violence out there because of the circumstances now have changed. Because now these motherfuckers realize, yeah, if I do this, I'm going to go to prison if I get caught, and I'm going to become somebody's bitch. I'm not going to live comfortably in solitary confinement with a fucking TV and, you know, and all this other little shit and perks. You know what I'm
So you're
saying?
gonna put that up on the projector so people see what
No.
you're doing?
No.
They
Why
shouldn't
should
have-
I? It's just a
They
game.
shouldn't have perks like that in prison.
I'm
Well,
not
I
even going
thought
to
we
pay
were doing.
attention
I
to
thought
it.
we were doing this.
We are. I'm just putting that up there to let it run.
Yeah, they get put
I'm
in
not
there and
pushing
they
any
get 3 hots in
buttons.
a cot.
Whatever.
They
I
get-
can
they
always
get
bring
treated
something
better than
else up
homeless
on the
people.
projector
Yep.
if you want to talk about
That's
something
pretty
else.
sad.
There's more to talk about out there. I mean, you know, they shouldn't be selling some of these fucking guns that they're selling. They should be illegal.
Yeah.
You know,
Come in,
I
come
mean,
in.
This is the gun our forefathers used. It fired 1 or 2 rounds per minute.
yeah, they weren't
Which was a
they
musket.
weren't automatic or semi-automatic.
This
Shotguns
is the
aren't that way.
AR-15 rifle used in today's school shooting in Florida. It fires 45 rounds a minute.
Yeah,
And by judging of the clip, that's a 50-round clip in that gun.
could be 100.
Well, yeah, it could be 100 if that's the 223.
But
But-
still, you know, that's the guns that these kids and stuff are getting their hands on. You know, not hunting rifles. You know,
Trying to get my hand, huh?
That's because of the lax of law.
And
that
sorry to tell you, but that's your
overrules them.
sister-in-law that posted that. It's Kara's.
oh, I don't even want to know about that. Anyway, let's go on.
She's the one that posted that.
About
This is the gun our forefathers used.
oh,
And this is the one.
Yeah, a
used
musket. A musket
Yeah.
rifle, you know, or a muzzle, you know, some of these guns, they had to sit there and they had to put the thing on the top, put the powder and the balls in there through a funnel, and then they had to kind of
shove it down
shove
in
it
there
down there in there
with a little bit of cotton.
right. All right. And then, you know,
And then they had
it
to
was
light,
like a,
and then they had to
Back then
light
had
the
it was like a
fuse
flint
before
or
they
something
could
at
shoot
the
it off.
end. Some kind of, yeah. But see, it take you,
Blocks.
you know, you ain't going to get 45 rounds off in 1 minute with a gun like that. But then again, nowadays, I know
Shit.
they got,
Not me.
That literally sounds like, it smells like a turd.
what does? She probably farted.
Uh-uh.
Not the dog.
Probably her.
Oh my
I did.
God! Seriously?
No, it's
do, you
probably
need,
Wait
you.
for me, Joy.
do you need to poop,
Oh,
Joy?
wait, maybe it's left over, it followed you in from the bathroom.
No, it didn't follow me in from the bathroom.
Motherfucker had to sit in
If I
front
had
for 45
anything-
minutes. I'm
I
afraid
was
to,
not
I'm
in there
afraid
for
to go. I'm
45
afraid.
minutes.
Yes, you
But
were. You were
here's
in
the
there
thing.
for at least
Nope.
a half an hour.
Here's the thing: if anything,
Biohazard
any
zone.
smell would have followed me in here, you guys would have already been passed out.
Yeah.
I think
No
after
doubt.
being around you as long as
I
I've been
am
around
pretty
you
fucking
over
potent.
20-something years that I've known you, I think I'm kind of immune
No, you're not.
at the moment.
No, you're not.
Well, does it
I'm fairly potent.
Does it get worse with age?
hmm
So does he.
When it's up in there, it ages really well, kind of like fine wine or cheddar cheese.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And boy, when it comes out, it smells.
Driver's license. You ought to get one, asswipe.
There you go. You know how many people I see on the road every day that needs a fucking driver's license?
You remember those things you used to get? You could see them. You used to see them at any back in I think probably the 80s. You could see them at any auto parts store. They were like the little road rage noisemakers that you could put on your dash and
Yeah.
press different buttons like machine guns, bombs, or you know, or the little flip the finger in the back window. The remote control flip the finger in the back window.
Oh, goodness. That was a good one.
You know, even that's becoming a problem now. You know, the road rage and you know, with all the violence that this asshole promotes.
Oh, he does. He promotes a lot of violence.
Yeah, and that's it. He promotes it. You know, the president and these politicians. Not only are they supposed to be working for us, the people,
Choice of occasions.
they should be making. They should be making or setting an example. And they're setting a pretty
Wow.
piss poor example nowadays because the way things are going on, it proves it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's gotten worse
And
since Obama. You know, I
I
mean,
mean,
there was
since
violence
Obama.
there. Well, since Trump
there
took
was
over.
there was some
Yeah, but it's gotten
violence
worse.
during Obama's
I mean,
administration.
this is a record though. 18
but the
school
thing
shootings
is,
in
but
this
since the
short
beginning of
period
the
of
year,
time.
since
Yeah,
the 1st of January,
this is a record
up
year
until the
of
14th of
violence.
February, 45 days, we had 18 different school shootings. 18
Yeah.
different ones.
One's too many.
Yeah, one's too many.
So many.
One's too many. You know, and I mean that violence is just increasing.
It's like I said before in the beginning of all this.
But
mess
it's not just
that we
schools,
started.
it's churches and everything else that they've done too.
Well, you know what? I don't care about the churches.
You know,
Because
well, let's not say that because that
religion's
just
false.
promotes some of that stuff. We don't want to promote violence. We don't promote
I
that
don't-
kind of
I don't
violence
condone it.
either.
I don't condone it. It's
Actually,
just
if
churches
you look
are.
at the list of the shootings,
I mean, churches are still innocent
Majority
people.
if you
Yeah.
look at the
I'm not
if you
saying
look
they're
at it.
not.
you guys, if you look at the list of the shootings, yes, it's been 18 shootings on school grounds, but it hasn't actually been 18 school shootings. The first one,
Stop
a man
getting
committed
technical with me.
suicide.
You don't have to get technical with us. It's still guns have been into play.
Guns have been in play
teenagers'
in
hands
some sort of way on school grounds, at schools, or whatever.
with teenagers
18
involved.
different times over in a 45-day period.
And that's
But it hasn't all
that's a
been
record.
teenagers
But
either.
it doesn't
And that's all
matter.
you need. That's all you need to know.
I mean, they're still involved. If it happens on school grounds, they see this violence
Bitching.
firsthand.
Okay.
You know,
I don't know,
you know what
maybe
that
she
does
needs
to
to go out
somebody
and
if
go
they see
potty.
that kind of
It
violence
really
firsthand.
sounds like a
Think
turd.
about the
Potty.
think about the mental impact on these students that survived these shootings.
Oh yeah, these students are fucked for the rest of their lives. That's
They're
all
gonna
there
have
is to it.
nightmares forever.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. They're fucked for the rest of their lives. What are
They
you
see
gonna do
somebody
about
that looks like their friend that got killed. That's just gonna trigger shit.
it? That's a nightmare.
You know, it's like a day
So-
terror.
You were gonna put these out here, huh?
Not for you to
So we
eat,
can play
just to
with
make
it?
them look pretty.
No, I'm gonna
That's
gnaw
like
on this
that's
shit.
like taking my wife deer hunting. You wouldn't want to do that either. She, you know, I'm out there to kill a deer for venison. She's out there to take it shopping. You know,
All
see if
right,
you can
Billy.
figure out who that was from.
Angle. What are these? The gum eggs?
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll.
No,
Looks like an egg.
It's a candy covered Tootsie Roll.
these are the gum eggs.
Oh,
No, it's a candy coated Tootsie Roll.
Ooh.
the candy coated Tootsie Roll.
Yes.
Is that what you said? A Tootsie Roll?
A Tootsie Roll. A Tootsie Roll. Yeah, I've been trying to get chocolate covered tits for a long time. She won't let me.
No.
I buy Hershey
That's
syrup,
because
Hershey syrup all the time, and it
That's
just seems
because
to
they
go to
don't-
waste only on ice cream.
That's because they don't taste like strawberries. You're supposed
Oh,
to
we
have
can fix
strawberry-
that. We can get some strawberry.
He's taking all the Reese's peanut butter cups.
I know. I knew that was coming. You gotta hide.
You're only allowed
You
one.
gotta hide those from.
Fuck you,
You need to go
asshole.
on a
Put
diet.
that cell phone down, dickhead!
Too much chocolate for you is trouble. I mean, you've already got caffeine sitting over there. You don't need chocolate too.
I knew that was coming. He loves his peanut
You know,
butter.
yeah, he wants the peanut butter so he can attract the dog.
I love the peanut butter cups.
He is a
What do
girl.
you expect?
So do I.
You put these things
Wow, say
you
something.
Yeah,
put
but
these
you want
things in
something?
front of me. You think I'm gonna not eat them?
Do you want a warning or a piece of
That's why
advice
he bought me
before
some
you eat
Cadbury
that?
eggs. He's like, you
What,
ate
she
3 of
lick
them
'em all?
already? I'm like,
Huh?
Did she lick them all?
No.
He bought them for you.
Don't
right?
say I didn't warn you.
Okay, then.
oh, he's possibly. I'm not sure. He didn't say exactly.
Hey.
but
They don't taste as good as the Reese's peanut butter
No.
cups, and they're not Reese's. They're
I
some
know
kind
that.
of generic
They're good,
crap.
though.
You know what? I don't
Chocolate.
care. To
We're
me,
still
they,
peanut butter
they
and
taste just as good.
They're good.
There's still peanut butter and chocolate.
Yep. Can't beat that combo.
You know, we should get Reese's to pay us for that promotion there.
Oh, we really
Hey, is
should.
that a good ad spot or what?
Yes, it was.
Dude, we've had a lot of good ad spots. Come on.
Well, you're
Yeah,
advertising
probably.
Mountain
This
Dew.
one's probably the biggest right
Yeah,
here.
no shit.
Exactly, Mountain Dew.
I've got a Mountain Dew can in my hand at just about every
Yeah,
time we do this show.
I got Pepsi.
But
Charlie Davidson.
no, the voices you hear, mine of course,
Mine are silent right now. I
You
don't
got
know what
him.
happened. I think they got too stoned and fell asleep and passed out on me.
Then you got Joe. And his significant other, Tanya, is over, she's over there looking
Yeah,
shit
somebody
up.
was crazy enough to actually marry me. Believe that?
Yes.
That's scary.
Did you get her stoned?
Nope. She don't do that, but she
The
might have
one
been
you
drunk.
just heard there,
She was drinking back
Lisa.
then.
she's my significant other, I guess.
We used to drink out at the party barn.
Well, you kind of questioned it the last time I said it.
Well, I wasn't quite sure what
You know,
category I was in.
I'd question it. If I was you, Lisa, I'd question it.
What? Say what, Joe?
I said I'd question it.
She's questioning it.
I don't know if I'd admit to it though either if I was you.
If you knew who I had before I met Mark, you would be questioning it.
Sometimes I wonder why you're with Mark.
Because he's a very nice man.
Sometimes I-
Really?
Sometimes
I thought he was
wonder
an
the same thing.
asshole.
Well, men
I
are
am an
basically-
asshole.
See? He
Men
even
are.
admits to it.
Men are. I mean, it's just a genetic thing or something. Maybe I don't know.
I'm an asshole.
And he's proud of it.
I mean, I'm a provert
Yeah, we graduated.
because I've already got my. I've got a master's
A
in,
master's degree,
in-
that's it. That's a good one. A
Yeah, it's,
master's degree.
in being a pervert,
Looks like I lost.
perversion.
we had the prevert with us earlier today. little
The preverts.
the little preverts.
The grandsons were with us today.
Couple of
Oh,
monkeys.
shit.
That's because you're teaching them to be that way.
Well, you know, they got to
We
learn
had
from
a
the best.
granddaughter out here
Could you just see that?
last night. She didn't
Yeah.
want to leave.
Here they are, Mark and his two grandsons walking through the store in the middle of summer where you got this young gal walking there, this hot young gal walking there with a skirt, and these little toddlers, the way they are, and they're toddlers right now.
No,
they
they're
go
not.
up, they go up,
JJ's 9.
well, whatever. They go up, and
Leo's
they're
almost
short,
7.
well, they're short enough, they go up and they kind of lift the skirt to kind of get a look, and you're going, yeah,
No, they're
those are
gonna
my
have-
grandsons, I'm proud
No,
papa.
they're gonna have the cell phone snapping photos for me.
Yeah, there you go.
You
We
kidding
went
me?
out to eat before we came over here.
They're gonna be
tonight.
like, hey, they'll be
Leanne
sending
was
it,
telling us
hey,
about his
Grandpa,
girlfriend in
see what
school.
we just saw? You missed it, Grandpa.
Because we always
Check
thought
this out.
we always thought Haley was his girlfriend. He's like, no, I got a girlfriend at school.
It'd be like when you took them to the mall and they bought their first remote control fart machine, right?
Oh,
You had a tear
yeah.
come out of your eye.
Oh yeah.
Did you tell Joe and Tanya that Kayla's pregnant?
No,
Yeah,
Really?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How far along?
5 weeks.
Oh.
yeah.
They calculated it. She says that her due date's somewhere around October 20th.
Close to his birthday.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, tell her to hold off for about 11 days. You got a child born on Halloween? A grandson or granddaughter born on Halloween.
She's hoping for a girl. She wants a girl.
Yeah.
On a Halloween, what's Leon want? You don't care?
I don't think
Leanne
he
don't
cares.
He's
But no,
happy
she
with-
was talking about it being like that, and I told her, I said, well, you know, if the baby's
start-
early on the 13th.
Should we start a pool?
Then it'll be born on Tony's birthday. My brother Tony, who's passed away. And then she's like, well, I can only schedule a cesarean to have it done. And I said that don't count.
No.
Nope.
No.
It's gotta be born naturally.
Yep.
It don't count.
I hope it gets
Gotta be
born
born
on the
naturally.
31st. That would be so fucking cool.
They won't let it go that far.
No.
Well, it depends.
That's almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You
that's,
never know.
that's pretty
It's
far.
happened
depends.
before.
It depends.
No.
Their calculations might be off.
That's true.
See?
No, did they calculate it or did the doctor calculate it?
I think they did. I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Kayla,
Well,
Tests aren't.
Kayla
Tests
said
aren't
she's been
always,
keeping
you know.
track.
no,
Pretty
but once they
close
get
because
once they
she's
go
been
and have an
wanting-
ultrasound done,
That
they'll
would
be able
kinda-
to tell exactly how big the
That
baby
was off
is
the wall.
and how far along she
Now
is.
it's we kind of went sideways on this mess now.
She was
Side-
gonna wait
sideways or-
until she got her first ultrasound.
Alright, let's
before I
stop.
told Mark. I said, you can't expect me to keep that secret until then. I'm gonna,
Sorry.
Enough.
I nearly blew
You're
it
going
the
too
other
far
night.
off topics.
You guys started it.
Yeah,
He started it.
No, he did.
He
Actually,
did.
actually.
I did. I didn't know if he told you guys or not.
Well, see, we had some
Yeah.
good news amidst all the bad
Yeah.
news.
Yep.
Yep. Got another birth coming. Just You know, everybody.
No, that's bad news.
New grandchild.
No, that's
from
bad news.
How's that?
Do you want
bad?
to-
Future grandchild from Mark.
A kid born into this
No
violent
one.
world?
Not with me as a grandfather.
Andy's looking forward to this one because this is his first real child.
Mhm.
So,
Not with me as a grandfather.
no.
Doesn't matter. I mean, they
Yeah, it
can
does.
they can be born
Okay,
into
his
the.
first real child.
No, what I'm saying is,
JJ's kind of an adopted child.
here's the thing.
JJ's not biological.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
All right, these kids can be born in the most loving family in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, but the thing is, no matter what channel you turn the TV on, and I don't have a thing against violent movies, it's the education that they get when they're watching them by their parents. You know, this is just
Yeah, I know.
TV, this is acting, it's all fake. You don't
Yep.
get a lot of that anymore. You know,
No, it's like
but-
when Leon was
but-
wanting to play the shoot 'em up games.
It's-
All the time.
it's-
I told him it's fake. You can't
it's
do
all
that
this.
in real life.
It's all this violence.
'Cause
You
don't
know,
ever come
and I
back.
don't condone. I don't say that you got to get rid of the violent video games and stuff because I play them all the time. Hell, one of my favorites was Mortal Kombat. But see, I knew right from wrong. Some of these kids aren't learning right from wrong these days.
No.
But they can still
One
be
of your
going out.
favorites was Mortal Kombat.
But the thing that makes me
You gotta be
sad,
taught in the beginning, right from wrong.
the thing
But
that
one of
makes
them
me
used to play
sad,
a lot online with me was Black Ops.
right? But the thing that makes me sad is that these kids have to grow up and see all this violence on the news.
Mm-hmm.
And they go out in the playgrounds, they go out to school, and they see all
They
the
get
violence in the
bullied.
schools. They see all the bullies, and that's getting to be out of control too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's
Mark and I were
bullying
talking about that a
to
little bit on
the
one here.
there's bullying people to the point where it gets to the point where it goes onto social media, and then the victim of the bullying ends up committing suicide because it gets
Exactly.
that bad because
Yeah.
not only did the bully start it, but then
Then you
It
got
gets-
everybody else.
you got all
piping
these
in.
other people,
Yeah.
you know, agreeing with a bully or jumping on a
Piping in and
bully's
being-
bandwagon and helping out, and it
Exactly.
gets worse.
Yeah.
You know, when I went to school, and that wasn't really that long ago, it was only, what, 30 years ago maybe? I mean, it's not that long ago,
That was
considering.
an age ago, if you think about it.
Whatever.
That's 3 decades.
Doesn't matter. It wasn't that kind of violence or that kind of bullying going on back then.
No, we had bullies.
But
There
it
are
didn't
bullies.
go to that extent.
We weren't
Ever.
as bad back then as we are now. No.
No,
bullying
no,
didn't
it
do
is.
that
nasty,
extent.
But of course,
Ever.
we didn't have the social media back then either.
No.
Right.
No.
But that's see
But
that's
the thing is, you know, with me, I was the one that stopped the bullies in the school because I wound up
that's
making
where
them fear me.
that's where some of these people,
When your mom gave you permission to nail that kid, it all went from there.
you know, that's where some of these people needed to learn, and the problem was that the internet got too accessible, too fast, too easy, without enough education
You know?
behind it.
I
And
agree.
the reason I say
I
that
agree.
is because parents don't know how to properly monitor the social media networks.
But
No,
don't
they
don't
don't.
they have locks
I-
on some
I
of
agree.
those apps and
And
stuff?
and it's not the
Lock some of
parents'
them.
fault either because some of these social media apps, like Facebook, and I'm not,
Turn it off.
yeah, you know, they don't have the ability to lock them out because they
Yeah.
want more and more users on there.
Yeah.
You know, because they want to get more and more
Yeah.
ads to get, because that's how they get paid to stay free. I understand it's a business. It's a business like everything else. But when the internet came out, it came out and it took over like wildfire.
Yeah.
You know, I
It was
mean,
a new
it took
cool
over like
thing.
a wildfire out of fucking control. And I'm not saying, you know, the internet's totally bad. I'm just saying it's bad on how you use it.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way that it gets used. I mean, some of these kids shouldn't be posting every little detail about their lives on this social media crap.
No, they shouldn't. I agree with you there.
You know, oh, I'm a
Some of that-
16-year-old kid and she
some of
posts
that's
there
what
and she's
causes it.
going to school and she's pregnant or something, and then these kids start picking on her and she gets bullied, and that's how some of the crap starts, and that's how this has gotten out of control.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, back when we was kids, before the internet, the bullying wasn't that bad to where kids were killing themselves over it.
No.
No.
You know, it's gotten out of control.
I went to a small school. We didn't have too many bullies.
I went to a
We
big.
had,
I went
big
to.
mouth kids that
I went to big
talked a lot
Madison
of game,
schools.
but they couldn't back it up.
I went to the big city schools, but most bullies back then, yeah, they talked a big walk, but they
Yeah.
couldn't back it up when it came down to it. Most of them,
Exactly.
you know.
We had a teacher
But
in
still,
our
at the
school
same
that was,
time, it didn't
um,
get that bad. It's like, give me your lunch money. I mean, you know, the worst that you got hurt is a shirt ripped or a little, you know, bruised from falling or something. You know, there wasn't that much violence involved. It was, you know, it wasn't that bad as it is. The internet's caused it to be worse because you can't monitor every single thing your kids do because the way the economy's gotten out of control. You see, it creates a big domino fucking theory. You know, the economy gets out of control, so that forces both parents. So that forces both parents to have to work full time.
if they had both
So,
parents.
if they have both parents nowadays,
A lot of these kids
and that
are
forces,
single parent homes.
and that forces, you know, no one's there to monitor what they do on the internet.
Exactly.
No.
You know,
I know.
and then they make these programs. Oh yeah, we'll make these programs, okay, to help you monitor your kids, but you're going to pay, you know, an outrageous fee every year to keep the program up to date and possible, you know, but we're going to make it a little complicated for you to use because you got to type in every site and you got to do all of this. So now you got to be computer savvy to boot. But wait a minute, not everybody's that way that's got kids that need to, you know, and that's why a lot of this violence has got out of control too. You know, it's because, you know, it goes back to the government creating a society that you can't, chaos.
Yes.
It's gotten out of control.
Well, you know, the government.
Back in my day, you know, when I was in middle school, I was in a small town. Okay, I could leave my bike outside for a week,
Nobody took
and I had a nice Schwinn, 10-speed, brand new,
Mhm.
and I left it outside a week at a grocery store, like a quarter mile away in town. Okay, and I went home because I got hurt, so I went home and I couldn't ride my bike. I didn't have a lock on my bike. A week
Nobody
later,
touched
it was still there.
Yeah, nobody touched it back then.
Nobody touched it. Tell you what,
Back then,
I would have
people
went
had
back
more-
into that grocery store. If I would have went into that grocery store and didn't lock my bike today, 5 minutes later that bike would be gone.
If that, 5, give it 3.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, I believe you. I know.
You know, and it's going to the point where
People think
you can't trust
stealing
people.
is-
The trust has gotten out of control too. It used to be able to, you could trust this person, you could trust people. Now you can't trust anybody because you got these fucking pedophile perverts trying to coax little kids in the cars and shit, and
Did Kayla tell us that
holding
there was
them
something like that
captive
going
for
on in
years, and
No,
and,
she said there was
till
a
they
murder
escape.
commercial.
Oh, murder.
you know. I mean, it's getting sickening.
That
Something to do with
some 21-year-old guy got murdered in Marshall.
Yeah.
Oh, that one that was missing for a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, and they found him in Rio
Mm-hmm.
in a storage compartment.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bad.
Yeah. It's sickening.
the guy that
Yep.
All that violence is
killed him
sickening,
lived in Marshall.
and it's always over stupid shit,
Yeah.
jealousy,
Yep.
or
Most of it is.
or a money thing, or a drug problem. You didn't
Yeah.
pay me for this, or you didn't pay me for that, and it's some stupid fucking crap that people get killed over. It's sickening.
No.
Yeah.
People who kill their babies. That's another sickening shit.
You know. And then the other thing that pisses me off is the fucking stars and the public figures.
All with the stars and moons.
Public figures.
I don't think that's the kind of stars he talking about.
You know, the celebrities
Stars there.
that get away with so much crap.
I know.
Because they can pay their way out of their problems.
I mean,
well.
come on, people. We all know OJ did it,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
but he got away with it.
I remember
It's
when
sick.
I remember when they.
Or how
Oh,
about
he got away
Robert
with
Blake?
it.
Let's
He-
go back even further to Robert Blake. Do we know who Robert Blake is? AKA Beretta?
Yeah.
AKA, what's his name from the Little Rascals? You know?
Was he in the Little Rascals?
Yes, he was in the Little
Was he?
Rascals. But the thing was, he got accused of killing his wife. But I watched that whole thing on the news. And, you know, and I watched various news channels about this, and so it was various stories, but they were all the same thing. And my gut instinct tells me, motherfucker was guilty of it, and somehow he got away with it.
I know.
Well, you got Robert Wagner too. They just reopened that one. Natalie
I
Wood.
don't know if he did.
Yeah, but I'm not so sure about that
I
one.
don't know if he did that.
You know, and why reopen that now when the man is like harmless?
In his 80s.
He's close to death. What is it, like 87, 88 or something like that?
I mean, look at the guy. You see him on NCIS now and then. I mean, he doesn't look like he could really harm anybody these days. You know? But why reopen that now? They should have done something more back then.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the other thing. Here's the biggest reason the society's got a problem with the cops is because they're fucking up constantly. They're fucking up investigations, and people are getting away with shit that they shouldn't be getting away with.
True.
You
And
know?
a lot of that has to do with how
they're handling the evidence
Handling it.
wrong, or they're contaminating the crime scene, or you know, and the case gets fucked up and botched,
Yeah, and it gets put away.
and the person gets away with murder. You know, and it's sickening how often this actually happens. And it's not just the celebrities, but the celebrities are the ones that piss me off the most that get away with this crap. You know, and that shouldn't happen. You know, he punches a guy, he punches a guy. He shouldn't, you know. I mean, the guy probably had it coming. You know, I mean, we've seen the stories about numerous stars that's punched the paparazzi. I mean, those guys are bastards in the first fucking place. But
well, that's how they make a living, by getting in
these
their
guys
face.
are in the spotlight every single day. All right, these celebrities.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't think that that's going to get all over the fucking news that this so-and-so actor punched this paparazzi guy just because he was trying to get a picture? Well, what's that going to set an
like
example
that,
to the kids that think you're a hero or idolize you? That it's okay to punch somebody when they get up in your face, or they take a picture of you, or they do something you don't like. Oh, it's going to be,
Well,
it's sending a signal that
they
says
become
that,
a celebrity,
oh, it's
that's
okay
something
to
that they
punch
gotta
somebody because they
use
piss
to-
me
that's
off.
Part of their lifestyle.
Well, think about it.
I know where you're going with it.
And at the same time, the way the economic system, our economy's worked and made it so difficult, like we've said before, and you said it yourself on here already, how it's so difficult for small businesses to open up, get started, and to stay open. All right?
And we've experienced
Because of our taxes and the tax programs and this and that. All right? Think about this. That forces a lot of these small businesses that closed, that kept some of these kids out of trouble. You know? Like the arcades, or the roller rinks, or the drive-in movie theaters, or
Well,
you
there's
know,
still a few of those around. by the
but
way.
still, it's a rare thing.
Yeah.
You go out and about and see how much there is for kids to do out and about in a big city like Madison.
There's not as much as there used to be.
You know, when I was a kid growing up, oh my God, there was all kinds of fucking things. There used to be a bar that if you were over the age of 18, you couldn't get into that bar. But they never served alcohol. It had pool tables, dartboards, jukeboxes, you know, soda,
That's kind
and
of
all
stuff
kinds
they
of
should
food.
have.
Bar food, you know, like bar
Yep.
burgers and
That's kind of
pizza
stuff
and
they
stuff
should
like
have.
that. All right? And they had a dance floor, and sometimes they even had local bands show up there. And they charged a cover charge on those nights. But if you were over the age of 18, you weren't allowed in.
I know.
That's kind of stuff they should.
We
But-
have, we
but
had them
think
in
about it.
California too.
But
back
they don't want to
then-
do that now
back
because the kids
then-
would start
but-
problems. And
But also back then, when we had all of this stuff, there was a lot less violence in Madison. There was a lot less
Yeah,
violence in our community that those places
you probably
were
did
in.
help for someone, didn't you?
You know, there was a lot less.
That was 80,000. That's an 80,000 chest that I found.
A lot less.
80,000 chironite.
A lot less violence amongst teenagers as well. A
Oh,
lot
Yeah, I know,
less
'cause
violence in the high schools.
There was more
And-
avenues to.
And you know, I don't know what it's like now, but you know, when I think back about it, when I was in high school, there was a lot more high school activities going on.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's as many going on nowadays as
A lot
there
of
was
stuff
then.
was cut.
Because
They
they
cut
keep
out a
cutting
lot
the
of
education
school, yeah.
budgets,
Yeah.
which is bullshit too.
And who's
You
getting,
know, and they wonder.
who's getting all that
It's not
money?
just the parents. It's a domino effect. You know, it starts here, and it just growed, and it just created a big problem that got out of fucking control.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, you are right. You're correct on a lot of
See? And you know what? It's hard to fucking rewind the clock now.
Oh, yeah.
that. Yeah.
Because now you've got too many of these angry, fucking pissed off kids that are taking their temper out and using these guns that they can get their fucking hands on in a heartbeat. And the black market's making out like a bandit on this too. Don't think they're not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, government wants to crack down on pot, but pot's not killing people. They should be cracking down on these fucking black market gun people.
Yeah.
Selling the guns illegally. There's where you need to start doing some fucking problem solving, Trump. Get your head out of fucking Russia's ass and start worrying about problems here with these fucking teenagers. Stop ignoring it. You know?
Well,
You know,
the
stop
more
kissing
he-
the
the more
NRA's
he
fucking
ignores-
ass.
The more he ignores it, the more money is.
You know, and I've got nothing against the
Corporate
National
rule
Rifle
thing.
Association, okay?
I do.
And the right to bear arms, okay? That's a constitutional right, okay? But trying to loosen the laws to get more guns in people's hands just so
But
that you
shaking
can
the
make
fucking
a
table,
profit is bullshit,
Yeah.
you know? Because now you're getting into guns into wrong people's hands, and that's why this violence is going up.
Yeah.
And these people like NRA and Big Pharma and stuff like that, they need to stay out of the fucking government bullshit.
Well, then they're not going to make money because.
Well, it's
then
too
you'll
fucking
have-
bad.
Then you'll have laws that'll keep them from making their millions of dollars
Well, you know-
by fucking everybody over.
Big Pharma's one that pisses me off the most. I see these commercials every fucking day, and they piss me off, and they should piss you people off too. Think about this. You've got a condition, okay, and you need this fucking pill, okay, and you see it advertised on TV, you need these pills that may help you because you got this condition. But here's the kicker.
More side effects.
It may cause heart attacks, strokes, high blood pressure, the inability to clot, suicidal thoughts. We could go on and on and on with the side effects.
Anal seepage.
And some of those side effects, are worse than the disease itself.
Yeah.
I take one of them. I take Lyrica.
But still,
Yeah. But
that's another one.
I've been
It's
doing
got all
good on
kinds
it,
of fucking side effects that are like pages long, and it's like, my God, and they're getting away with this.
Yeah.
And you want these people to make a fucking profit?
No, I'm not.
You know?
That isn't what I'm saying. It's not me.
Fucking
that's lying.
legalize pot. It cures just about everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
You know, it'll take
Yeah.
away your nausea. It'll give you
It's
the
got
ability to
properties.
eat. Oh, let's see if you
It's
got a
got
problem
properties that will
gaining
kill
weight. It might
cancer.
help you there. Oh, it'll help you with your
No,
anxiety
I'm sorry, I don't
problems.
have
It'll
a
help.
problem gaining weight.
It'll help you. Well, that's obvious. It'll help with anxiety. It'll help with all kinds of things. It'll help with depression. It's been known to cure some cancers. It's been known to prevent some cancers. It's helped with glaucoma. You know, we could go on and on and on with that list. Oh, what's the worst side effect? Oh, wait, the worst side effect?
What the hell are you doing?
It may give you the munchies. It may make
Hungry?
you drowsy, but most medication will make you drowsy. Hell, here. Right here, what's this? This is one of my, here. That's Tylenol 3. I think somewhere on there it says it may cause drowsiness as a side effect. Do not operate machinery.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, here's another one. Oh, that's trazodone. Same thing. may cause drowsiness. You know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Well,
Trazodone.
trazodone is a sleep aid anyway, so
Yeah.
it's supposed to cause drowsiness.
Yeah, but they also give it for anxiety.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
It mellows you out.
Cyclobenzaprine. That's a muscle relaxer, aka Flexeril. Okay?
I got that too.
May cause drowsiness.
Well, yeah, it's muscle relaxer.
You know, but the worst thing about this one here, the one thing that they forgot to mention, may destroy your stomach in the process.
Yeah.
And that's the
Ibuprofen actually will.
That's the
will eat
Tylenol
away
with
your
codeine in
stomach
it.
lining.
You know?
Ibuprofen will actually eat away your stomach lining if you take it in excess.
You know how often I use those?
Not
Very rarely.
Not very often because I know the backstory
You know,
to it.
I'd rather smoke pot than take those pills that the
Well,
doctors
that's
want me to
because
take.
the fucking pot ain't gonna kill you like those could. You can smoke a fucking entire bag of pot and wake up the next morning with maybe
Oh, you
a
might
little
die
bit
of overeating.
with maybe a little bit of a hangover, but those pills.
I got something for
Too
you.
many of those pills will fucking kill you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That's,
Especially if you OD on them.
oh yeah, that's a big epidemic
that's
out there too. And Jeff Sessions, the Keebler Elf, wants to crack down on pot. Crack down on these fucking pills.
Keebler Elf probably fucking smokes.
No,
I don't
he's
know.
too
He
against
may-
it.
He's too much of a pussy to even try it.
He ain't got the balls. He ain't got no cojones.
Yeah, a lot of these motherfuckers need to actually try it before they deny it. That's not a giggling shit. Doesn't look like a turd.
No, but I thought it was funny. I had to bring it up.
And that's another thing, okay? I'm kind of wondering here.
Uh-oh. Things that make you wonder, huh?
Things that make you go,
Wait, that's an old Arsenio Hall bit.
Yeah, I know it is. But
That was a good talk show back then.
you always hear people saying, just for shits
It's
and
in
giggles. Just for shits and giggles.
I've never seen a giggling shit.
How many of you have ever seen a giggling shit?
I
I've only
have.
seen one. He said
I
right
have.
there.
I said it first.
Because you knew where I was going with that, you fucker.
You're a goddamn moron.
Get off my fucking brainwave, asswipe. Call your friend Scott Tissue. and
I
get him
wasn't
over
on
there.
your brainwave. You were on mine.
I knew where you were going with it.
I know you did.
That's because you're so easy to figure out.
Oh, you wish.
I'm too much of a complicated person. You don't know my
No,
next step.
you're not complicated.
I'm too unpredictable.
You're very predictable.
And I wouldn't.
Yeah, you're predictable.
I wouldn't say that.
You may not say it, but I
Be
do.
careful. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout.
Open it. What do you mean open it? Oh, this?
All right. Are we gonna just sit here and play this game?
I don't know.
And he shouldn't be playing this game right now.
So,
Or
did you
are
get
we
this
gonna
thing
continue with this, or are we gonna end it?
I don't know. Are we done? Are we going?
Well, it seems like it. You don't want to talk anymore about anything.
I'm listening to what you're saying. I've been talking all this entire time, and now it's time for you to talk. Come on.
I've talked enough.
No, I don't know. Have you?
I'm pissed. These people,
Okay.
people need to wake up. Like I said, maybe they need to take our theory. Here's our theory. Here's a theory. Let's get all these whack jobs out of the fucking office, all right, and put the average Joe in office. And what I mean by that, and I don't mean to use my name, but put the average person in office.
He wouldn't survive.
All
up
right.
there. They'd eat him alive.
No, they wouldn't like me because, I wouldn't make them millionaires and keep them rich.
No, they wouldn't like.
I wouldn't
me.
agree with all these big corporations and wanting to buy me off. Fuck that shit. And that's the biggest problem. It's all these people wanting to line their fucking pockets. All these greedy
that's the whole
bastards just
thing.
wanting to get
That's what
richer.
they want.
Okay? all right, I'm going to get into office and now I'm going to make $150,000 a year or whatever it
No,
is.
actually,
I don't know what the fucking cap.
$174,000.
I don't give a shit. It's still too much because they ain't doing shit to earn
No.
it.
Hey,
All right, but you know they also get flying all over the place and all this security protection and all this other bullshit for what?
they also
For
get
doing
premium-
crap?
They also get a premium health care.
Right. For what? What do they do for it? How do they earn it?
Oh, they're supposed to be doing the work of the people.
Well,
and
yeah,
the job
right,
for the
right.
people.
All they're doing is trying to find ways to make themselves richer,
that's
scam
what
people out
most
of their
of them
monies, and
Especially the Republicans.
and they want to feed you a bunch of bullshit and call it cheesecake. You know.
Cheesecake.
Well, whatever. It's the first thought of food that good food that came into my mind. I've got the munchies. Fuck you. But anyway,
He likes
That sounds
cheesecake.
good.
you know, the problem is that they need to get the average
That
person
sounded
in
like
there.
Sam Kinison.
The average mother that sits there and has to raise 3 or 4 kids on not being able to hold a job because she can't afford daycare, so she's got to rely on either whatever aid she can get or whatever child support the deadbeat father might be paying, because there's a lot of those out there, or even whatever he can afford to pay because he doesn't have the greatest job in the world because of the economy. All right, so she's got, either way, she's on a fixed income, okay, and she's got 3 kids and she's got to figure out how to survive. Well, you know, the government ain't doing nothing to help them people.
No.
So you need to get more people like that in office. That's what we were talking the other day. You know, the blue collar workers, you know, that work in the factory jobs, 12-hour days because it's mandatory. You know, 5-6 days a week, overtime because it's mandatory.
There's a lot of them.
They
out there.
very rarely get to see their kids because they're working 70 hours a week. You know.
Yep.
I mean, come on. These are the kind of people that need to be in these offices because they know how things would make this country better. This country ain't going to get great again by fucking listening to Donald Trump. It's already going down the fucking toilet as it is. He just hasn't hit the flush button yet.
Ronald Dump.
You know, that's
That
a good one.
That fucker has taken a dump on this country, and everybody's taking it.
And he's trying to make it smell like roses. That's the worst part.
Yep. He has taken a shit on our country, and it's been nothing but
Downhill ever since.
Yeah.
Ever since the first, when he's taken office, ever since day one when he's taken office, this country's gone to shit ever since then. You know, you want to credit the lower unemployment rate to Donald Trump?
no,
I don't
it wasn't
think so.
him. That was Barack Obama.
You know, it started before that. Yeah.
No,
You know, it
Obama,
just started-
Obama has
Well, that's what I'm
Here in
saying. It
America,
started
a
before
mailbox-
Trump. It started before Trump.
really.
Well, he's a narcissist.
But yet,
He's gonna
the
take
son of a
credit for
bitch
that.
takes credit for it. You know, it just takes.
He's a narcissistic.
It takes. You know,
He's a
when Obama
narcissistic
did this to
prick.
help the unemployment rate,
That's
it
all
takes a
that
little
rate.
while to take an effect,
And that's kind
take
of
effect,
being nice
and then it
about
takes a while to show up in the figures and the rate, you know, their little
Yeah.
polling system and stuff like that. This isn't something that they can pass something and it happens overnight. You know, but yet the son of a bitch takes credit for it because, oh yeah, I did this last week and now look at the unemployment rate's down.
Yeah.
No, it's not because
Doesn't
of
happen
you,
that way in
something
a
you did
week.
last week.
No.
You know, it doesn't work like that.
No.
And I don't know where America got so dumb. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. We
Yeah.
got so America got so dumb that you're believing the bullshit that's getting fed to you.
Well, no. I
And it's getting fed to us in big fucking heaping spoonfuls. And we're taking it.
I tend to believe that I'm not one of the dumb people.
Well, no, I'm not either. I'm sitting here and we're pissed off about this shit, but if more people were pissed off about it and did something right instead of rioting, more violence isn't going to stop the violence we already have.
No, it's not.
That's just adding to the problem. You don't sit there and say, okay, you know, all right, we're gonna get better guns to control the gun problem. You know, the cops are gonna get better rifles. Well, then the crime, you know,
That doesn't help.
no, it's just creating a
Violence begets
pyramid
violence.
of problems, and then it's just gonna explode at some point. and then it's going to get so bad that there's no way to fix it. And it's almost to that point. You know. But if you wake the fuck up and start taking notice and do things the correct way, things can possibly be fixed.
Possibly.
Get that moron out of office somehow. Maybe he should get charged. I'm hoping that's what'll happen.
Yeah, well,
This guy's keeping a tight fucking thing around
Mueller.
his investigation. I like this Bob
They're
Mueller
talking
guy.
tonight on MSNBC about what has Vladimir Putin, or whatever the hell his name is,
Vladimir Putin.
what does he have on Trump that's causing him to be the way he is?
Oh, they're sex partners. Didn't you know that?
I don't want to think about that.
It's the
That's the affair that Trump's wife is so pissed off about.
It's the pee-pee tapes.
yeah.
You know.
They said he's got a hold on Trump so tight about shit that he knows about him.
That's because
And-
he has been a Russian pawn
Yeah.
from a long time
Well,
ago.
look at his first wife.
His first-
Stop that!
She doesn't know how to.
Mute your fucking speakers. Anyway,
She's playing a game.
his first wife
Ivana.
was Russian.
I
His
wouldn't
second
doubt-
wife
I wouldn't
is
doubt.
Russian.
No.
No, she wasn't. Marla Maples wasn't.
Marla Maples
Or,
is
well, no,
Russian.
I'm
Third
or his
wife
current.
is-
All right,
third
his
wife.
third. I forgot. Okay,
Which
I
is the
forgot about
current
Marla Maples,
Yeah.
but anyway,
I'm not
his
quite sure how
current wife
that
is
came out
Russian.
Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me they aren't like KGB or Russian spies of
Well,
some
exactly.
sort
But
manipulating this bastard.
The
I
Trump-
mean, he's not too fucking bright.
the stupid Trump supporters out there can't see past that.
You know, the guy made me.
What are you doing?
All right, let me take this back. I'm gonna take something back, and yeah, I don't like Donald Trump, but I'm gonna say, okay, he is a smart man, but he's got no fucking common sense and no
Are
fucking
you
street
fucking
smarts.
serious?
Well-
you just said Donald Trump's a smart man.
You got to be pretty fucking smart in order to make as much
Why are
money as
you
he's
fucking lying?
Just listen. Without the common sense
Oh, Merck's on a roll now.
and
Why
without
are
the
you
street
lying?
smarts
No.
and all of this,
No.
the fucking guy's an
He
idiot.
has no fucking common sense. He has no
Right.
street smarts. Everything was given to him by his dad.
Yeah, and he went bankrupt.
he's not
and he
really
got
big.
He's,
back.
Back-
he's filed bankruptcy 4 to 5
Yeah, but
times
you gotta-
already. And
Right,
it's,
but
and it's
all of
just
this
to get out.
scamming,
It's just
you
to
gotta
get
be
out of
pretty
being able-
smart.
or having to pay anybody.
I'm not saying smart in his case is a good thing. You got to be pretty smart to pull off the scams that he's pulled off.
No, you don't.
You know.
No, you don't.
Well, he's gotten away
He's
with
not-
quite a bit so
He's
far.
not a smart person.
He thinks he's above the law and he's not.
That's his problem. That's one of his biggest problems.
He's
right
a
now,
narcissist. That is his biggest problem is the fact that he's a goddamn narcissist.
which contributes to him thinking he's
And
above the law.
narcissists-
He got that way
narcissists
because how he was
believe-
raised.
Think about it.
that
Oh, I'm
everything
above
has
the law
to be
because I'm a
narcissist.
billionaire.
That way because of how
Now I'm president of the United States. I'm even more
something to
above
do
the
with
law.
what happened
No.
to you when you were younger.
It's a power trip with him.
It is a power trip. You took this country.
He
because
thinks he's untouchable right now.
this country.
Well, he's going to
Because
need a
of the
wake-up
help of
call.
Somebody needs a.
He's going to need a wake-up call because he's not
Somebody needs,
untouchable just because he's fucking president and just because he's a fucking billionaire doesn't make the son of a bitch untouchable. Because
Somebody needs a.
if he
punch
wasn't
on him,
running
he'll be
scared
untouchable.
right now, he better be. But the proof's already out there that he's running scared. Otherwise, he wouldn't have fired Comey.
Yep. Exactly.
He
Yeah,
wouldn't have
he's
tried
they're
to fire
trying
all
to,
these other
they're-
people that he's tried to get out of office because of he doesn't want them He's been trying to put a fucking stop to this
He's trying to get rid of
investigation
Rosenstein.
ever since it started because he's got something to hide.
Rosenstein's the one that took over for. That is the one that hired. Mueller in the first place.
Right. Well, I hope Mueller keeps his fucking cojones intact and doesn't
Good.
fall to that prick.
He's
No,
not.
No, I know, but he's playing it
Listen,
smart.
okay. 13 Russian nationals
I know. I saw that.
have been
Indicted.
indicted.
Right,
But
but
they're
he's.
here in this country. They're here in the United
But
States.
Trump
the thing
thinks
is,
he's
here's what I like
vindicated,
about
though.
Mueller.
He's not.
Here's what I like about Mueller. He's playing smart boy.
Nobody knew
everything-
it was going to come until it
Right,
happened.
until it happened, and
More
one of his
indictments
12 agents that he's got 12 assigned agents to his case that are tight-lipped and whatever.
He already fired
Until-
somebody for fucking
right.
texting.
Right, until one of them were told by him to come out and make that press release about the Russian nationalists.
Yep.
All right. Now, that investigation is still ongoing, but nobody's going to know until they get their apps, because he's playing it smart. He's keeping it very tight security lip around
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
He
That's
don't
what you
want
gotta
anything to be leaked, and
He's
that's a
gotta do it
smart
that way.
move.
Yep.
I praise this
You
guy
gotta
for
do
this
it that
because
way.
he's going to get to the bottom of everything. And he's not playing favorites. He
No,
wants
he's
answers.
not.
He wants the
That's
truth.
because he is a career lawman.
Well, yeah, he's like the Fox Mueller of our days. He wants the fucking truth.
He truly believes in the power of
Well, there's a
justice.
conspiracy theory there, and a conspiracy going on,
He
and I
truly
hope
believes in the
there's a
power of
major
justice.
right, and there's a major conspiracy there, and I'm praying to God that he fucking uncovers it. And
He's
and
already got it uncovered.
I know
It
he's
just
just getting started. He's just getting
Yeah, there's
started.
a lot more to come yet.
But the way he's keeping a tight knit on it, that's the only way to do it and do it right. Because with
Yes,
this
sir.
fucking asshole sitting up there in that head of the fucking office, sitting there wanting to fire these people and that, they better make sure that he doesn't touch Mueller right now, because Mueller's gaining headway on this more than anybody else has.
Well, there's
Mueller's a very smart man.
there's a person that's been interviewed several times. He's ex-CIA.
I hope they fucking nail Trump
And
to the
his
fucking
name
wall and
is
charge
Malcolm
him with
Nance.
something.
The other ones too, not just Trump.
Malcolm Nance is still in the loop on a lot of things. He's the one. Actually, Malcolm Nance wrote a book called "Hacking America,"
Yeah, they were talking about that on the news the other night.
and it had to do with
And he wrote it
Russia's involvement
Yeah.
in the elections. And he wrote it before the elections.
Yeah.
It was out in publication before the elections.
Well,
And pretty much everything he wrote in that book is what has come forward so far.
well, yeah. Think about it.
In his professional opinion, he said
And you don't think, and people
by
don't-
March there are going to be massive indictments coming down for the Trump administration.
Good.
I hope so.
Can't
That's
wait.
next month.
I know. I hope so.
He
But
thinks
you know,
he thinks right now
people
that he's
out there-
been vindicated. He ain't vindicated
No,
for
he-
anything.
here's the sad part about all this. All these Trump supporters think that Trump is such a fucking angel and all of this, and he's going to do good. You better fucking wake up.
Well, they'll
You
get a
think-
wake up call. real
You
soon.
really-
this is gonna be
seriously?
funny. I'm
You
waiting
really
to see how
seriously
much.
think that he's not Putin's puppet?
Well, he's Putin's puppet.
Come
Big
on.
time Putin's
I knew that
puppet.
from the beginning.
I mean, all the evidence is fucking there.
I knew that from the beginning.
And if you think
There-
Russia's got
Russia's
nothing
attack-
to gain by causing chaos here in the U.S.,
Like,
you're sadly fucking mistaken.
They got a lot.
They got a lot to fucking gain.
They said they've been doing
Here's
it
the
since
funniest part.
2014 or 2013.
Here's the funniest part about all this.
This has
okay?
all been well planned out for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of funny, and this is it's interesting. You've got Russia's involvement in our elections of 2016. Now,
And he's still
There's
praising Putin.
it's
And that's
it's
sad,
been
too.
it's been more than just a single laser strike against the United States by screwing with our elections. They didn't just screw with our elections.
They screw with other countries' elections.
No, they screwed
No,
with the people.
their target. They had twofold target. The first target they
These were
wanted.
propaganda bombs.
The first target they wanted was to put Trump in office
Right.
because Trump's their puppet.
Right.
You know.
Second target they wanted to do was destroy Hillary Clinton
And they've done. They,
by putting out all the propaganda, because you just said it yourself, propaganda
Yeah.
bombs. But yet, you're one of them, my friend, that believed a lot of that shit
No.
about Hillary.
no,
And that pissed me off.
no. I just didn't like some of her stuff she was
Why?
saying.
What was she saying that was so fucking wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember right now. Let's not go there.
That's my point.
The point is, I just didn't
Nobody's going to be remembering it because of the fact that,
you know, I just-
that's the whole thing. It was all fucking lies.
I think my major problem is I don't like any anybody running for office because they're either too much of a Democrat or too much of a Republican, and I don't like either one of the parties. There's got to be some happy medium somewheres. I think their party systems are stuck because everybody's got all these both
Nobody
parties.
recognizes
Here's a common ground. Both parties have agendas,
Yeah.
right? And you think that I'm going to agree 100% with these guys or 100% with those guys, you're wrong. You know, I got my
I don't
own
ask you
opinions
to.
on everything.
But I don't
Okay.
ask you to. But you gotta
You know,
actually.
I mean,
you
Hillary,
gotta
I praised
choose.
her
You
for
gotta make
her.
a choose.
I praised her
choice.
for her stuff on education and stuff like this. You know, but still, when Hillary and Trump were running against each other, and you had Barry Sanders still out there in the running for a while, you know, none of them were still worth my vote because none of them tripped my trigger enough.
You haven't even voted in what? Fucking
I don't know.
10, 15 years? 20
I don't
years?
know. It's been a while. But I'm saying, none of them have been worth it. None of them.
So you don't think Barry Sanders would have made a good president, huh?
I think my problem with Barry Sanders was
Here, dump this one.
I think he was going to have too much of a fight ahead of him to get the stuff across that he wanted to get across and done.
Possibly.
And I don't think he had that kind of a fight in him because of his age and his health.
Oh, bullshit.
You know.
He still has a lot of fight left in him.
I just didn't see it.
So he
But
came in
see,
and jumped up on the couch.
I have a problem, and I don't mean to have this
Going up
problem,
there?
but some of these people, and the biggest one is that I've got the problem with the most, and this
The
was
ones I got
this
the
was the
problem with
biggest
are the
this was
corporate
the,
elites.
this was the biggest mistake, and this is going back to the Keebler elf, was putting that fucker in office, because anybody that's in office,
There she goes.
anybody that's truly in office, okay, that wants to do good for the people, should have to keep an open mind.
Yeah, but they don't. They're
None
not.
of them do.
Glee in the couch.
Because they've all got agendas. They've got their own personal agendas and then they've got their party agendas.
Mhm.
I think they need to dismantle these parties
She's getting pooped.
and we start electing these officials based on what they've said, what they can accomplish, and you know their resume, their background, not this political bullshit. And this is another thing that pisses me off. Hillary Clinton is just as guilty of this as Donald Trump, but these two going at it and bashing each other during the fucking election is getting nobody to choose sides that way.
Stay in here or go out.
They're going to choose sides based on what? You're fighting amongst each other? That's bullshit.
Let's go lay on the couch.
Oh, he's a prick. He's a, you know, I mean, they didn't use these words, but I mean, you know, calling each other out. Why not say, this is what I'm going to do, this is what... We
She
didn't
did.
hear, but we didn't hear enough of it from either side.
Why do we need to hear it constantly?
Well, we shouldn't hear all this bashing either. All these ads
We
about all these
didn't
bashing ads
hear
and all
all
the
of
bashing ads
bashing.
and the bashing back and forth and this one tweeting that and this one tweeting this. You know, come on.
You realize that Trump had most
Well,
of the
Trump
media
negoti-
cover. Most
He
of
didn't
the media
negotiate,
cover.
he
most
started
of
it
the
all.
most of the television cover.
Which
that he
leads
had
back
gotten,
to him being Putin's
that
puppet.
he had gotten. He never paid for.
Right, because he kept tweeting these insults.
He got billions
Right, because he
of
kept
dollars
of
Well,
free
worth of
advertising.
advertisement for
Because he
free.
was tweeting these insults and
Oh,
tweeting
that
these
shit
people.
was in Russian.
I mean, he's a racist fucking prick. You know, and I mean, tweeting this stuff and tweeting his stuff. And,
He's a racist.
but that's another thing
He's a
that's making this.
womanizer.
This is the stuff that's making this
He's,
violence
he's a
escalating because they think,
narcissist.
oh, the president. It's okay for the president to do it, so let's say it's okay for us to do it.
Wait,
He
wait,
doesn't
wait,
even
wait,
say
wait,
it was
wait,
okay.
Wait. It wasn't okay for Nixon.
No, I'm just saying.
Nixon committed
That's what's
treason.
going on today. That's what's making things so bad.
And Trump's
violent.
doing
trying
the
to
same
do it.
exact thing.
He's getting
He
away
is.
with all of this shit. He's getting away with all of this shit. So they say, oh, I can get
and,
away with this shit too.
And it wasn't okay for Bill to get a blowjob in the Oval Office
Oh, I think that was okay.
legally, because the woman was of age and consenting, and
Yeah.
she did consent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was stupid.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
But they still went.
he was only
they still
human.
went after.
Clinton
They
was
still
only
went
human.
after him and tried to fucking impeach him over
Yeah,
it.
that's bullshit. That was stupid. They should impeach this asshole for the shit he's doing now.
Yeah, they should have. He should have been
He's doing a
impeached
lot
on day
worse.
one.
They should have
actually.
impeached
He's doing a
Pence
lot
too, right
worse
along
things.
with him, just for following suit with the bastard and not putting a stop to this fucking dictator.
He's doing a
that's-
lot
that's-
worse
oh,
than.
that's
Did I call him a
Clinton ever did.
dictator? That's what it's turning
Let's
into.
see, what was that?
Do you want to live under a dictatorship?
Richard
You're
Tot?
on your way to it.
Richard Tot. Richard Spud. Spud's
No.
more of a potato than, or tater than a fucking tot. So yeah, Richard Spud. Dictator. But no,
It's got to stop.
yeah, well.
What happened to
it's
love
not
your
gonna
neighbor?
stop yet.
What happened to love thy neighbor?
Oh, no, don't start
Well,
getting into
that's
that
the
shit.
problem.
Family,
That's
blood
the
is
problem,
thicker
because
than
Trump
water.
has-
What happened to that?
No clue what the Constitution.
What happened to blood
anything is
thicker
all
than
about.
water? You see all these kids killing their parents or the parents killing the kids.
Exactly, it's messed up.
I mean, come on. And then they show no remorse.
Mhm.
That makes me sick. That makes me, you know, that goes back to Nasser again. That dad, that father.
I was
Oh.
rooting for him.
I gotta give that father props again.
No kidding.
I was rooting
rooting
for
for
that
him.
son of a bitch to get his hands around Nasser's neck
Mm-hmm.
and snap it.
It would have took me
But you know
fucking
what?
30 seconds.
At the
That
same
would've-
time, that would have just made his suffering less because I think they still need to release that bastard
I'll
in the
probably
general
lose.
public and let him become somebody's bitch.
Well, he'll get what's
He
coming
will.
to him.
They'll do to
No.
him just like they
They
did
need to make
fucking
his suffering
Dahmer.
last for a while until he's in his
They'll
old
do to
age and
him
then
like
kill
they
him.
did to Dahmer.
Yeah, but they don't need to kill him right away. They need to make this guy suffer
Exactly.
for a while.
Yep.
He deserves to suffer for a while.
He needs to be
275 victims.
He needs to be somebody's bitch.
And that's
for a
just the
while.
ones that came forward. I mean, could you imagine how many there's possibly out there that didn't come forward because they were too afraid because they tried once before and these motherfuckers just drew a blind eye to what Nasser was doing?
Yeah, I know.
And people wonder why there's so much violence in the world. Because you're letting it happen.
You're ignoring it.
You're ignoring it. Oh, not
Our
in my
moral
backyard.
compass-
We don't want a prison built in my backyard, but when they turn a fence when somebody shoots somebody across the street. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bullshit. You're telling me you're out there sitting on your porch at 12 o'clock noon and you didn't see somebody get shot across the street. You know, that's the kind of shit. I mean, you see this shit every day on the fucking news and it's getting sickening.
Well, you're a lot more worse than you do good.
There's not enough good in the world anymore.
No.
That's the problem.
No.
Our moral compass as a country has been shattered.
You know, very rarely do you see some of these things like that guy. Remember? Now here's a good story for you, just to get off the bad subject and the violence in the world. That homeless man that helped the gal that ran out of gas or something.
I think, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then the video from the girl went viral and the guy ended up having a nice little nest egg because
So,
people donated
People donated
money.
money. They did.
Yeah.
Now see, if things like that would happen more often,
Unfortunately.
you know
no, but-
you know how much of a better
We're not
place this
talking
world
about-
would fucking be?
Yeah. The only problem is it's not going to happen because
Everybody stopped trusting
nobody
people.
cares anymore.
Nobody cares anymore.
And
it sucks.
If you talk to, if you ask the religious right, they'll say because
Religion,
culture
my
isn't
fucking
religious
ass, has
anymore.
nothing to do with it. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with it.
You know, religion can kiss my ass. I mean, you know, all they want to do is push their beliefs on you. They're just as bad as the fucking politicians in
Well,
my
they're the
eyes.
biggest. They're one of the biggest hypocrites around.
You know, and then you see
They
these
are.
priests. Oh, they practice all of this, and then you see later, oh, this priest is getting up on charges because he, you know,
Molested a child.
molested a child that was part of the choir or something.
Yeah, altar boy.
You know, that's pretty sick.
Yep.
That's, I mean, it still goes back to the thing. These people are put in these positions where these kids are supposed to be able to trust them. And we as parents
Good
tell
luck.
them, you can trust your priest, you can trust your teacher. And now this happens to that child, and you've been telling them all those years, you can trust the cops, you can trust this person, you can trust that person. What's that make you look like? That makes you look like a liar to your kid.
Yep.
That kid starts getting more and more angry because they're not sure who to trust.
Exactly.
You know, they don't know who to listen to, and now you got the violence erupting
Again.
and getting out of control.
No, I know.
Sad world.
And it's
And
sick
sad. It's sick and it's sad.
because it could have been stopped. It could have been prevented.
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where teachers used to worry about setting that example for their students.
There's teachers that do still care, but a lot of them don't.
No, they start to give up after a while because there's not so many of them anymore,
Yeah.
and a lot more of these ones that just don't give a fucking rat's ass.
Yeah.
And when you get more that give a rat's ass and very few that do, it's hard for them few to make an example and to try to change some of these students.
It's hard for them to make a difference. For
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's hard
Yeah.
for them to make a difference.
Yeah.
But I think we're done there. You need to wake the fuck up.
Yeah. This country needs to fucking wake up.
It needs a fucking enema in a bad way.
All right, Joker.
All right, we're done. Till next time.
Yeah.
This is
till
the Mark
next
and
time.
Joe show.
I'll be pissed off again when I start again.
Yeah, we both will. At some point.
You'll hear me yelling again.
Till next Saturday. Good night.